Ребят, еще раз, и еще. Еще сегодня запишу в Роблоксе.
John is an experienced property developer who owns a building firm and estate agency, the latter partly run by his 26-year-old son.
Давай, бо!
The boys have scrapped the approved plans and gone for the ambitious approach of putting 3 flats on the small site. We're back 8 months later to see how they've got on. Nothing on the site had changed. Yet by this stage, John had predicted that freshly built walls would have been on show. In fact, the only thing that looks like it's had a makeover is our father and son team. So what happened and why the delay?
Our scheme with the plans originally was that there were two two-bedroom flats and one small one-bedroom flat.
The planners had decided that there was probably not going to be enough amenity space and allocated parking and so forth for the 3.
The additional car parking space and bin storage space and cycle storage space that is required these days.
So they came back to us and advised that because of that, even though there had been no objections from any local residents here, that they thought that 2 beds was going to be a more appropriate option for us.
We simply have now cut that off the plans and just left the two-bedroom flats, one on top of the other. Where the one-bedroom flat would have been, there will be now a nice private courtyard amenity space for the occupants.
The plans that we've had passed here are for 2 self-contained, 2 double-bedroom maisonettes.
They should be good units for either a couple or a young couple with maybe 1 child.
It's not been the sort of introduction to property developing that John would have wished upon his son.
Hello.
The delays are all part of a builder's life.
There is some frustration in all planning applications these days, particularly when you hear of government policies coming out that there's a huge demand for brownfield sites to be developed, and local authorities do take their time, unfortunately.
Как ты уже долго держишься?
Waiting for the
Почти 2 недели не было.
planning department to come back and give us an answer either way, really.
4.5 months to come back and say that was an overdevelopment, which I consider to be a very long time.
It has been quite frustrating.
But we are now hopefully coming to the time where I'm going to actually start building on this site.
But even though they've been held up fast, John is an experienced property developer. He has used the time fruitfully.
Well, roughly this is where the line is going to be. This will be the end of the building. The front of the building will face the road there, and the back of the building will abut the house that I've just bought here, which will be used and will be very useful to us to be able to tap into the services and use whilst we commence the building work.
Hold on, did I hear him say house? Yes, because the father and son team bought this one on the corner and plan to rent it out. Once the building is completed, the new tenants will be totally oblivious to the noise and dust that was there before, so everybody wins. Seeing his father use his know-how has been one of the highlights of the job so far for Son Lottery.
My dad is a great mentor, actually, and if there's anything that we can stock on, then I know that I've got my dad to fall back on.
Typically of all kids, they think they know it all. They try and run before they walk, but I think, yes, he's been a pretty good pupil so far.
Looking ahead to the successful completion of the flats, how much does this father and son team hope to make?
The cost of building the 2 flats will be approximately 80,000.
А хватит уже, блин.
Additional groundwork and some walls, landscaping, perhaps 5,000.
Да хватит, ёба, сам уже идёт.
£45,000 that it cost to buy the plot initially. That's roughly about 130,000.
Все, набрал уже,
I
хватит.
would hope to get a return of about 700,000.
So John and Rod hope to sell the 2 flats for £100,000 each, ensuring a profit of around £70,000. Will they achieve it? Time to ask a local agent.
Читал ваши горы, когда там вечером проходишь Калифорния, жизнь у нас
Я ему записывать. Ты же мне, нормально, ну просто я так вывожу, ну вообще отлично.
Да, используя экзаменовкам, вторая пара.
The figure is lower than what
Дело
was
не
expected, providing that £50,000 profit.
Ну, тоже вроде как, ну, с одной стороны, не сильно перенапрягался, чтобы прийти в тот число.
Опять 3 миллиона, блин.
Yeah, I agree. We've been approached by a local
Ну да, я же рыбу сделал.
authority and they've already made us a tentative offer of over 100,000 for each property, so I think it was a little bit low.
So, with a good offer potentially on the table, it seems that our father and son team are off to a flying start.
А тут 3 я бы сам наберу.
Make sure you join us next time for more. Tales over that number. See you then. If the programme is inspired you to buy a house at auction, visit our website at bbc.co.uk/homes.
На своем последнем этапе перепечатал 32, десяток на года помнит, и бог не видит. И за содействием можно все-таки достойные соперники. И все-таки собрание Торреса посмотрим и Джеймс однорукий Дин против Дина Керни ирландского за 1-2. Интересно. Живой, доброе утро, доброй ночи. Что надо будет, что нет, не спит, просто не оставляет равнодушным. Здесь очень классно, круто.
Hello. Now, over the years, Lucy and I have witnessed the ups and downs of the housing market.
Whether you're looking for investment or a home, we want the values to go up, not down.
And if you do your research, then one way to maybe guarantee that is to visit the auction where you can buy your home.
Такой теперь скорость просто супер. Это быстро.
We'll read about the property market's ups and downs.
Yes, and buying at auction is a simple process. Your hand goes up, the hammer comes down, you bought the property.
And that is exactly what happened when today's 3 properties were sold.
Is this property really as bad as it seems? Oh, no. Smell it starts.
Oh.
I think I found a little gem in Willesden, North London. This is... Wow, it is amazing. It's so exciting.
Looking at the ball, something's not quite right with this house. What on earth is going on here?
All these properties have been sold at auction.
Red Bull.
And what they paid for them when they went under the house.
Я уже пил его. Red Bull этот.
You know, the rural life.
Немало.
Horses, chickens outside the front door. Here I am in South Wales. Gosh, it is so beautiful. These kind of surroundings, property prices have got to be astronomical. And I'm delighted to say that this fabulous view came free from the house when it went to auction at a bargain price. Just 59.
А вот тут уже 17 надо набрать.
3-bedroom terrace with views like that.
Блин.
What's it like inside?
Пропал брендинг
Oh,
no.
Well, kidding, it's actually a great start. Really nice entrance for you. And the making you just get the feeling that this place is pretty together. Front room there looks like it's had a bit of interesting DIY stuff going on. And yep, it continues to be here with a laminate flooring that has not been laid correctly, that's for sure. But it's a good sized space, front room, rear room, and then somebody's obviously made a really good job integrating what is obviously an extension to the property into this kitchen. I like that entrance there. I guess they've taken out what was the original window.
Давай, блин, идиот.
Good space. And again, space in the bedroom. You come downstairs and in here, entrance
Опять забаговались.
all in all,
Я не знаю, ребят, что за 5. То нормальные, то 5.
small but
Это бред.
staircase to open in, otherwise the kitchen
Это
is
типа
a great space in the rear of the house. Downstairs bathroom,
Я не знаю,
but there's a real surprise.
зеленый. Что-то я не помню. Сколько там? 6 или 7 миллионов. 7, угадал. В точку был.
Lovely garden.
Иди
It's very
нафиг.
steeply terraced.
Возьму на
You know
себя.
what? How about that for a view?
Тоже мало.
And it gets even better the higher you climb. Yes, the garden is a mess, but it needn't be. Next door has lovely grass. So, great views across the valley from the back and the front of this little cottage.
Чувствую, осталось.
And the bedrooms to see. So,
Ну теперь оно быстрее будет дело.
really good for the size.
Тут сразу лям.
That's quite
Ну сразу.
that one slightly larger, but it does have an original fireplace, which is nice to see. And I know it's silly, but I love the fact that they've left the original doors on here. Strip those back, really nice to see. This is obviously the biggest room. I mean, why? Is there a boiler in here? Clearly that one's enclosing at least. Anyway, nice feature again, another real fireplace. I don't know, it just makes it a little more exciting in the room. It's just sort of dull box. And then, of course,
That's right.
this one looking out onto the rear garden. It's just a nice, solid, respectable little property. I don't know whether it's the decoration or the direction the house faces, but it really does feel light. Just imagine that. Sunny summer's
понятно.
day. The house went to auction with a guide price of $59,000. It seems a really great opportunity. I've arranged for a local estate agent to look the place over.
This
Три
property
надо,
is a
три.
fairly standard
Многовато
property
еще
in
надо.
this area, as all the properties in this area were built when the coal mine was opened in about 1900. It's a very good street.
Вооруженные силы.
because There's nobody overlooking you to the front, and you've got a nice private garden as well to the rear.
Well, I reckon the garden was a big plus, but what about its time?
Чуть
The
не
house
выключился.
looks to have been recently decorated. You could move in immediately.
This property is quite a big property, so some roofs have been done, and there's not an awful lot left to be done to make it saleable.
Тут, ну тут это 17 там нахрен набирать.
So, how much do similar properties let for?
The rental
Да давай ты быстрее иди. Да давай, вот, они тупые-то, давай. О,
For that, tenants
скрылся ему дачу, поипанул.
decorated and ready to go. A nice
И пошел.
family house.
Ду-ду-ду-ду-ду-ду. Также он может...
Well, I think it's a pretty safe bet this one if you know your market. £59,000 guide price on a house with $1 million view. How much did somebody pay for it at the auction? Let's find out.
Там должен набирать.
Three is 21 Bedlin Oak Terrace, Bedlin Oak near Harris. Come in your hands then. Bid me 66 to get on. 60 then. Let's get started. 60. Thank you, sir. At 60,000 and one is bid. Thank you. At 61 and two if you like. Two. Thank you. At 62,000 fat. Three. Thank you. At 63. Or I'll take a half. 63 and a half. Four can I now. 64 and the half. And another half behind. 64 and a half. Five can I say? Five and bid. At 65, all right, I'll take another half. 65 and a half. At 65 and a half and six if you like. Yes, to 66. At 66, you're out behind. At 66,000 pound, another half if you like. At 66,000 pound, and I say another half. No, he says, well, the hammer's up, I'm going to sell it, make no mistake, there is my bid. At 66,000 pound, is all done then. At 66,000 pound, thank you very much.
That final bid of 66,000 was made by Alan, a freelance management and sales trainer. He's wanted to get into property developing for a long time, but this was to be his first one. It's a joint venture with his granddad, Des, who helped fund the project. Alan, Des, nice to meet you both. Congratulations, I like your house. Why did you want to buy it?
We bought it, hoping to do a little bit more, and
And move it straight on.
yeah, as good as possible, just renovation.
And what was it about this particular house that attracted you?
Well, actually, we were at the sale.
Granddad.
Another house we wanted It went a bit higher than what we were going to pay, so it was coming towards the end of the sale, and this one came up and we said, we think it counts, and buy it. We bought it wrong.
Yeah. You hadn't actually seen it?
Oh, no, we knew that it was close to the other one.
Oh, well, that's okay then. I mean, if it's making the same vicinity, it's bound to be fine.
И мало.
We got this one there. It turns out it's
17 надо.
But it could have all sorts of problems. It could have a damp, dry rot, infestation.
drive on the way, we were worrying, we were thinking, what's going to happen?
So talk me through how it feels when you're driving up here and you spent £66,000 and you've never seen it. So, it's fingers crossed. Alan and Des took a real chance by paying £66,000 for this mid-terrace on a whim. Not something I'd advise. So tell me about you two then. Are you passing down your wisdom?
Yeah. So, he's typing on the web, he's got his experience.
Okay. So how's it going to work then? Financially?
Well, Grant, I put the deposit down. I'm getting securing the mortgage and the money for the development. And my father, who's the one in the middle, is the painter and decorator, so he's going to be doing a lot of the work with me, being the dog's body and project manager.
Well, tell me through what you're going to do.
Well, the first idea was to actually knock that wall through. And at first, when you tap on it, you think it's a petition, but it's actually a low-bearing wall because they petitioned over the wall there. So we want to still do that. We'll have to investigate how much it's going to cost. And then the kitchen is in quite good nick, really. We're thinking bring the cost down just to change the worktops and clean up the kitchen, paint the walls and so on, because the tiles are quite nice. And it might just come up okay. The floor again is okay.
А он говорит, да не буду я говорить.
Bathroom, the bathroom, we tile the bathroom, and paint and boxing as like this.
With Alan's father Malcolm doing the decorating and his granddad providing some of the finance and plenty of experience, there will be 3 generations all working together on this one. So, what's the plan for the bedrooms?
And upstairs again, just a
Dude,
decoration.
Bingham.
We're going to dip the doors because we think it would be nice to bring them back. And also the fireplaces, try and bring them back to some original status.
So how much has Grandad budgeted, or is it actually
Это
usually?
что за штука? Британия.
I budgeted 5.5 when we worked out for the work, but I think it might be a bit less than that because there's some things that might need doing.
And how much time to do it all?
I would hope to finish this within a month to 6 weeks. We're very hopeful of that. I think if we get it right with regards to the decor and make it look really nice, and a first-time buyer will come in and love it.
Though not directly involved in the work, Des will be making sure that his grandson Alan keeps to those deadlines and budgets. After all, his money is on the line too. So what's your involvement?
Кот.
Maybe on the phone every day, so that's what he's going to be doing.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm not going to be physically doing. I hope he's going to do this and I'm involved.
And what about working with the family? It must be quite nice.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've worked with my dad. I've moved house about 3 times, so he always comes in and does the work.
Yeah.
40 years, so he's an experienced painter and decorator. He can do tiling, all those sorts of things. So he's always helped me doing it for properties that I've lived in. So therefore, I know what he's like, and I know to get on with him. It can be trying sometimes with your father, but you know, you just got to give him some space here and there.
Well, good luck with it all. I hope it turns out well. And next time, make sure you look at the property before you buy it.
Я знаю.
Well, Alan and Des have an interesting project here, and a lot of the work has already been done. Their challenge is to add some extra value to get a return on their joint investment. Well, what a great team Alan and Des make. Naughty, naughty, naughty that they didn't see the property before they bought it. But I think in this
А, у меня же нет
instance,
этого кельта, шотландского.
Enthusiasm to it. Find out how they get on. In the shed.
5?
Welcome to Willesden in northwest London. It's an area that's certainly well served by local transport.
6 уже. Мало.
It's taking 20 minutes to get here from Bond Street, so it's ideally located.
Хай медленно идет. Блин, это быстро слишком. Он стоит на понт. Стой ты, блин. Идиот.
Shopping facilities and parks make Willesden a desirable place to live. When buying property excited. I always look for places that border postcodes which are already popular. Oh, you can find yourself cashing in on the ripple effect if you're lucky. Well, from talking to local agents, I found out that buyers price
Ну, замедленно. О, Русь быстро идет, я не поверю.
are looking to Wilsden for more affordable buys. So the lineup for auction today is already off to a really good start.
Опять эти 17 набирали.
Well, it's a ground floor 2-bedroom flat and it's got a guide price of just £195,000. This wasn't always flat, it was once a large Victorian family house. You can see over the years how it's been converted. Look at this down here, you've got a banister poking out, there's even a step showing. Well, I'm glad it's all been saved and not carved up. Now there's a bathroom here, you've got a huge room in here, which could be a bedroom. And this is, wow, it is amazing. It's so exciting to see all the beautiful period features intact. Now, let's just start with the ceiling. Look at that cornicing. You've got the lovely ceiling rose up there in the middle. And over here, these wonderful big old doors. Now, they look as though they've been painted over and sealed in the middle. A good joiner, hopefully, will be able to open those up again. Just imagine how grand that would be, being able to walk from one room to the other. It really would be an amazing space. Over here, you've got this big old chunky marble fireplace. It's beautiful. There's so much you could do with this flat. So far, I'm loving it. It's really great to have all those old features intact. With the high ceilings and original mouldings, most of the rooms have a really grand feel to them. This is an old house converted into flats, so it's not all elegant spaces. Walking in here, it really loses the character completely. It's a very small, boxy kitchen, and it just doesn't have the wow factor like the other rooms. Now through here, it's a reception room that leads out to the garden. I think I would be inclined to make these two rooms one large bedroom. You could have a huge open plan kitchen at the front of the property. It's where we spend the most time. This really is a versatile property with so many options. It could be treated as a 2-bedroom flat with reception room, kitchen and bathroom, or it could even have 3 bedrooms with no communal space. I'd want to seek some professional advice on what sort of property is in demand in the local area and arrange the floor plan to suit that. The advantage of this ground floor flat is that you have a garden and a sizable space at that. It's certainly no yard, and for London that is a real bonus, believe me. We've got a storage area here, could do with a new door putting on, and a very dilapidated outside loo, which I would knock down. So once tidied up, it could be a really lovely space out here. But saying that,
Есть 15 часов.
trains to contend with at the end of the garden. So that is the main drawback. Otherwise, charming property. If this wasn't there, the guide price of £195,000 would probably be much higher. I asked a local agent to tell me what he thinks of it.
I think the property's first of all a good size, offers quite good accommodation, and obviously it's got a garden at the back. It's a great feature to have, but a ground floor flat. But I think the major drawback would be the railway line at the back. Say the majority of buyers will to make offers, but certainly there are buyers out there that still proceed and make offers.
So the trains may be an issue for some buyers, but for most people, the size of the flat, along with the character features, closeness to the tube station and easy commute into central London far outweighs the negatives of having a railway track at the bottom of the garden.
Once the property is refurbished, I would say you can achieve up to about 270 to 275.
It's a decent sized flat with a nice garden and an area that's certainly on the up. You only need to look along the road to see the amount of properties being upgraded. This is no longer a case of why Willesden, it's more a case of why not Willesden. Let's go to auction.
Это я знаю.
Lot of 138 little garden flats in Willesden. Who'd like to give me a start on this? How much?
Десятка уже.
£90,000 I've got. 195? 195.